The United States of America, a global superpower. Its story is a complex tapestry woven from threads of triumph and tragedy, innovation and injustice. From humble beginnings as a collection of colonies clinging to the Atlantic coast, it has become a nation of unparalleled influence, shaping the course of world events for over 2 centuries. But this journey has been marked by both progress and struggle, a constant negotiation between its lofty ideals and the often harsh realities of its past. This essay will journey through the annals of American history, from the ancient civilizations that first called this land home to the challenges and opportunities that face the nation today. We will delve into the defining moments that have shaped the nation's identity, exploring the events and figures that have left an indelible mark on its character. From the first European encounters with the indigenous peoples to the tumultuous birth of a nation through revolution, from the westward expansion that fueled both ambition and conflict to the global conflicts that tested its resolve, we will uncover the layers of history that have shaped the United States. This exploration will reveal a nation forged in the crucible of revolution, tempered by internal strife and ultimately emerging as a global power, grappling with the complexities of its own legacy. As we embark on this journey, we must remember that history is not a static monument to the past. It is a living narrative, a continuous dialogue between the events of yesterday and the challenges of today. By understanding the forces that have shaped the United States, we can better comprehend its present and navigate the uncertainties of its future. Long before the arrival of European explorers, the land that would become the United States was a vast and vibrant tapestry of indigenous cultures. From the Atlantic coast to the Pacific Ocean, diverse Native American tribes thrived for centuries, each with their own unique traditions, languages, and ways of life. In the Southwest, the Pueblo people constructed elaborate adobe dwellings and developed sophisticated irrigation systems to sustain life in the arid climate. The nomadic tribes of the Great Plains, such as the Lakota and Cheyenne, relied on the vast herds of buffalo for sustenance and cultural identity. Along the northwest coast, tribes like the Tlingit and Haida carved towering totem poles and mastered the art of ocean navigation. These indigenous societies were deeply connected to the land and lived in harmony with nature. They developed complex systems of governance, trade, and spirituality that sustained them for generations. Contrary to the prevailing narratives of European colonizers, the Americas were far from an empty wilderness. They were a land already inhabited by millions of people with rich and diverse cultures. Understanding the history and legacy of these indigenous peoples is crucial to understanding the full scope of American history. Their stories, often marginalized or forgotten, offer a vital perspective on the nation's origins and the enduring impact of colonization. The arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1492 marked a turning point in world history, initiating an era of European exploration and colonization that would forever alter the course of the Americas. Driven by a thirst for wealth, land and religious conversion, European powers, primarily Spain, France and England, began to establish a foothold in the New World. These early encounters between Europeans and Native Americans were often marked by misunderstanding, exploitation and violence. European diseases such as smallpox and measles ravaged indigenous populations who lacked immunity to these foreign illnesses. The introduction of new technologies, including firearms and horses, further disrupted traditional ways of life. Despite these challenges, many Native American tribes initially welcomed the newcomers, engaging in trade and forming alliances. However, as European ambitions grew, so too did the demand for land and resources. The stage was set for a clash of cultures that would have profound and lasting consequences. The European desire for expansion and control ultimately led to the displacement and decimation of countless indigenous communities. Through a combination of warfare, forced assimilation, and the introduction of new diseases, the Native American population was decimated. This tragic history of colonization continues to cast a long shadow on the United States, shaping its national identity and influencing its relationship with indigenous peoples to this day. The 17th century witnessed the establishment of the 13 colonies that would eventually become the United States of America. Driven by a desire for religious freedom, economic opportunity, and escape from political persecution in Europe, English settlers flocked to the New World. Life in the colonies was harsh and demanding, marked by constant struggles against the elements, conflicts with Native Americans, and the challenges of building a new society from scratch. Yet amidst these hardships, a distinct American identity began to emerge, one characterized by self-reliance, resourcefulness, and a growing sense of independence from the British Crown. However, tensions between the colonies and Great Britain began to simmer as the 18th century progressed. The British government, burdened by debt from its involvement in European wars, sought to exert greater control over its colonial possessions. New taxes, such as the Stamp Act and the Tea Act, were met with resistance from colonists who resented being taxed without representation in Parliament. This growing discontent, fueled by Enlightenment ideals of liberty and self-governance, culminated in the outbreak of the American Revolution in 1775. The colonists, inspired by the writings of Thomas Paine and the leadership of figures like George Washington, took up arms to fight for their independence.